Hey, Coach. Congrats on the win. Just
Thanks.
obviously a comprehensive wire-to-wire victory and an 8-minute or so scoring drought for Connecticut in the second quarter. Just what did you like about the way the defense played, particularly in the second quarter, but also throughout the whole game?
Well, I just liked how we came out, our approach in the game. We didn't make excuses about coming off the road or being tired or, any reason to not come correct, as we say. And I thought that we largely did that. I thought our level of focus was really good. Probably had a lot to do with the last time we played these guys, that we just didn't feel like we started the game very well, and I think that's probably a little bit on their minds.
And in that third quarter, just 24 points between Fee and K-Mac
Yeah.
alone. What's it when you're just watching from the bench? What's it like to be part of that experience when
Yeah.
they're just that hot and hitting on every cylinder?
Yeah, it's two of your big threes when they're getting that right. Obviously, it's what they get paid to do. But when they play like that, it is fun to watch and sharing it and just their movement. That was a nice stretch for them.
Just a couple hours ago, you sat here before the game and said that we need to get off to a good start.
Yeah.
I guess this qualifies?
Yeah, we did. We did. No, we really did. And it was important to us, and we like meeting, each game we have goals. We like meeting goals. And, I know, for you guys, it's like one of the 44, and you might look at standings and things like that. For us, it's different. And how we approach it and winning the day, what it means to us. And, again, I thought there were a number of goals that we met, and one key one we nearly met, but just did not. And we just have high aspirations for, what this team wants to be every time they show up. Happy for Mac, now the seventh all-time three-pointers made in the league. So anytime we have players making history, that's a fun game. She's now, I think she passed Christy Tolliver. She's now got 653. So congrats to her. 28th all-time in scoring, past Taj today.
We got kind of a long look at the bench in the fourth quarter. Anything you noticed, anything you saw that was kind of especially encouraging from that unit?
Well, I mean, I see them all the time, and I know how hard they work. That's our group that, like days like tomorrow, for example, we have higher minutes players that are doing different things than what that group is doing. And so, their fortitude, to everybody wants to play more, right? That's never not been the case. And I just think this group has been mature about, if you're not getting quite the minutes that you want, how you approach that day. Tomorrow is like an important day for that group. And so we've seen them really committed in that space of, our skills, recovery, get better kind of a day. And so I thought that, just whether it's Diamond or Ola or, Mosh, that was a hard game for her physically. It seemed like she was getting knocked around a little bit. But no, I mean, that's what we see from them. We see the potential with them, especially, the younger players. That's what we're looking for is growth. And then when they get their opportunity, now Carly's, unfortunately I haven't got an update. That's an unfortunate situation, but this is what happens. And then all of a sudden, maybe what your life was before the game started is now your life's a little different. Meaning, players weren't playing, that all of a sudden now you might be in a different situation, and your ability to be ready and handle it. And I'm confident in what we have on the bench.
And then 34 three-pointers tonight. Was that part of a strategy, or is that just kind of happy accident that so many threes were getting open?
Yeah, I thought that we moved the ball in our recognition. I mean, it's the second game we've taken 34. Back-to-back games. We were open. They took them. I liked all the shots. Didn't think there was a bad three that I could think of.
You mentioned a number of goals that were met, but one that was not. What was the
defending without fouling? We wanted to keep them. Every game we want our opponents to only be at 16 free throws, and they shot 17. So that one little reach, that one little whatever, we don't reach a goal.
And a lot of eyes will be on this next game coming up on Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Making it to that championship game is, what's maybe packing the schedule a little bit. But just to be, the coach of, the team that could now, defend this championship for the first time in its short history, just what would that, mean to you and, for the group as well?
Well, I'm really happy for the players. They are excited to play in this game. as I'm sure Indy is as well. And we've said this before. Winning the cup, it's hardware, and money, right? So when there's money on the line, and they've talked about they're going to make more money in a Commissioner's Cup game than what they will in a deep playoff run. And so this is really meaningful to them, especially some of our younger players, and the veterans are very aware of the meaning of that. And what's it mean? You want it, whatever the name of the championship, whatever it is, call it whatever kind of cup, whatever it's championship, you want the hardware. And this will be a feather in the cap for this group.